Shalom. All praises to Yahawah. Bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham Rcha Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well and labor in the word and doctrine. Shalom and peace. May that begins to the elect of the nation of Israel. So we're going to go into this. Now basically, I'm driving at the moment, so I'll just speak for the time being. We're going into this parable of the same penny. And that penny is not going to be a copper, done out penny. That's going to be a beautiful penny. And why am I saying that? Are we going to literally all get a penny, made of gold and all these manner of precious jewels and such? La'a, meaning no in the Hebrew, in the Paleo Hebrew. La'a, however, it's a similitude or a symbolic, represents the kingdom. Okay, that payment, that reward, but there's also going to be a reward for the wicked, as I believe Psalm 90, the Psalm 91 speaks of. Right, I think the 6th verse, off the top of my head, but to be confirmed, fact check that for yourself. It says, "Only with thine eyes thou shalt see the reward of the wicked." So now there is a reward that we're all entitled to as long as we keep, or we're about to read it, as long as we keep what we ought to do. But you have to remember, we're not in competition, but we're in competition. Do you get it? It's not backbiting and envying and strife and such. But there is the fact that there's many. It's like a lottery, but it's already been decided. But there's so many people that want to make it. Even going in onto the Christians and even different people that have this idea of so-called heaven in their head. What did the Lord say? He said, this world, I believe it's 2 Ezra 8:1, I'm paraphrasing here, that this world that the Lord has made is for many, but the world to come for a few. Now what does a world to come mean? Well, knowing that He is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, that is what it's referring to. It's talking about the time that He is put down, his rulership at least, and then for 1,000 years, he has to live His judgment out, man. You what do you call it? You put it on your plate, now you eat it. How do you even? That's a phrase I'm trying to get. You made your bed, now lie in it, man. And what did you put in your bed? You put bloodshed, wickedness, adultery, which all of them are one and the same, because the wages of sin are death. So that's why He is the man that is as death. Enlarged his desire as hell and is as death. Right, that's that man of sin. Right, the son of perdition. So that being said, with us knowing that, don't fall into this man's fucking devices, man, and his vices. All these little bullshit to trap you up. When we know what we're entitled to as Israelites. If that's our lot on this side. But in the kingdom, all thy people shall be all righteous, as it says Isaiah 16:21. So let's read one precept before getting into this for this full. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 9 verse 24. It says, "Know ye not that they which run which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize? So run that ye may obtain." So the point is that's why I said we're in competition, but we're not. We're all running in it. We're all striving to be righteous, to do what we were commanded to do, and what we ought to do. But one receiveth the prize, meaning what, in a race, everyone's trying to do it, but there's only Usain Bolt that comes first. So of a certain group, you're going to be running against, so-called. We're not all going to make it. Okay, we're not all going to make it. In the end, as I've already said, in the end, coming back through the lines of the elect. But we pray that we make it on this side, the first. So Matthew chapter 20, starting at verse 1, and we're probably going to read through a lot of this, a few verses. Not all of it needs a breakdown, but we'll go through it. So it says, "For the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is an householder, which went out early in the morning to hire labourers into his vineyard." Now that's pretty plain. Okay, verse 2. "And when he had agreed with the labourers for a penny a day, he sent them into his vineyard. And he went out about the 3rd hour, and saw others standing idle in the marketplace and doing nothing. idle, that is. And said unto them, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right I will give you. And they went their way. Again he went out about the 6th and 9th hour, and did likewise. And about the 11th, meaning what, he was going out in intervals. And about the 11th hour he went out, and found others standing idle, and saith unto them, Why stand ye here all the day idle? Now what hour was this in the 11th hour? Okay, the 11th hour. How many hours are there in a day? Okay, verse 8. It says, So when even was come, the Lord of the vineyard saith unto his steward, Call the labourers, and give them their hire, beginning from the last unto the first. And when they came out that were hired about the 11th hour, they received every man a penny. Right, so meaning what, these were they've done the least amount of work, to put it in that perspective. They were the last hired, so they've been going from the 11th hour until the end of the day. And so they received a penny. Verse 10. When the first came, they supposed that they should have received more, and they likewise received every man a penny. So they're thinking, your hourly rate, what's my hourly rate? So he's been working this many, I've been working this many hours. Hold on a second. Yeah, that's what they're thinking, like that. And they likewise received every man a penny. Verse 11. And when they had received it, they murmured against the good man of the house, saying, These last have wrought but 1 hour. Why? Because there's 12 hours in the day, so 11 to 12 is 1, of course. I'm good at maths. So it's saying, These last have wrought but 1 hour, and now has made them equal unto us, which have borne the burden and the heat of the day. So if you've ever done any yard work or just housework and such, on a sunny day, any work on a sunny day, and I'm talking about not real work, I don't mean to say it like that, but labor intensive, like lifting shit up, moving shit around. A vineyard garden is hard labor. That's why he took us and made us do it. He didn't want to do all that. It's hard labor. So imagine doing that, in the heat of the day, 12, 1, 2 o'clock, depending on when E's clocks go back and forward and everything. When it's hot in the day, and then this guy comes in, strolls in at the 11th hour, you're thinking, oh man, he didn't know what he's doing, thinking all of this. Going from the 11th hour for 1 hour, so the heat's cooled down, it's sort of, it's perfect whether you can work in it, you can get on with it without it feeling too burdensome. That's why they said they borne the burden of the day, verse 12. Saying these last have wrought but 1 hour, and thou hast made them equal unto us which have borne the burden and heat of the day. But he answered one of them and said, Friend, I do thee no wrong. Didst not thou agree with me for a penny? That's the saying, hold on, we made a deal. Didn't you say, I'll do this, I'll have a penny. Whatever is, now that was the second group, Salakia. He had agreed for a penny a day. And then, the third hour, then he went and said, whatever is right. But what was right? The penny, the same reward. All right, let's keep going. Verse 13. But he answered one of them and said, Friend, I do thee no wrong. Didst not thou agree with me for a penny? Take that thine is, and go thy way. I will give unto this last, even as unto thee. They're saying, we agreed that. Take it. Gwe. And I'm going to give the same what I just gave to you to this guy as well. Alright. Verse 15. Is it not lawful for me to do what I will with mine own? Is thine eye evil because I am good? So the last shall be first, and the first last. For many be called, but few chosen. Right, so we'll leave it there in terms of that. But that's the thing, the kingdom, even going into the Israelites that make it on this side, versus them that don't make it on this side and have to come through the loins of the elect. Well, there's not another kingdom. It's not like, all right, well, you Israelites made it here, but you didn't make it here, so let's take you to a different kingdom. Atlantis. Jake always trying to be too deep. Be one deep, as Alderman Natazachbar said. Alright? So going into that, so we're all going to get the kingdom. Now, of course, there's going to be rank, different order and such. But the point is, we're all striving, we're all labouring for that kingdom. And we're all going to get the same reward. You might have done more work than someone, but you might have more sin, right? You might have been more rebellious. You might have been more of a ninja in your life before this truth, and many lives before this this generation. All right. So that was just a quick video. Pray it's been edifying. Next video, Lord willing. Halalyam Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi, bahasham. So.